What's up, guys? Simply Coco here, and welcome back to my channel for yet another speed build. It's kind of less of a build and more so of an apartment. It's more so an apartment renovation. This is one of the Chic Street apartments. I'm not sure which, but it's the smaller one. The address is up in the corner. So this is a 2-bedroom studio apartment. I know that's weird because usually studio apartments aren't 2 bedrooms, unless it's like a loft kind of situation. But I did manage to make this a 2-bedroom studio apartment. I imagined it being for 2 college students. They're both females. There's a bigger room and then there's a smaller room. The bigger room has a double bed. The smaller room has just a single bed. I imagine that the girl with the bigger room, it's her apartment, and she just kind of rented it out to rented the little second half out. She rented the smaller bedroom out to another girl in maybe one of her classes or someone she met. Maybe it's her new friend or something like that. So I'm building this straight from a reference photo I found on Pinterest. I was looking up Tokyo inspired apartments, and this was one of them that came up, but I kind of drifted away from it being Tokyo style or Japanese style, especially since yesterday's video was a Japanese inspired family home. So I just made it, a studio apartment for 2 college girls. Now I am doing the small little kitchen part. I mix matched the chairs because I figured, with them being college girls, they wouldn't have a whole heap of money. So they would, get stuff here and there where they could. So that's why the chairs are mixed matched. I love that rug at the front door. It's kind of like this, what word am I looking for? Like this tribal print. I think it's very boho. This whole apartment really could be like a boho style apartment, honestly, because of the light woods and there's plenty of plants and stuff like that. Just the color scheme kind of screams boho to me. I put this random bar counter in the middle of the other counters because it was in the photo. Eventually I do decide to move it closer to I do switch the counter that's next to the window with the one that's with the bar, because it just looked a little funny. It looks funny where it is right now. But the kitchen is small, but it's, as you can see, a full kitchen. They are able to only cook on the counter that's right next to the refrigerator, because they can't cook on the bar one because it's up against a wall, and the other one has a sink in it, obviously. So I go with this white couch from Tiny Living. I kind of catty corner it a little bit so that it wasn't right up against the corner. And then I put this small TV. I think that's a base game TV. I'm not 100% sure. And then in the photo, they had ottomans all around this center wall. But they weren't really ottomans. They were just built-in seating units. And then I use these chairs as pillows. I really, really love this idea. A lot of people have been doing it recently. And I end up deleting one of the ottomans, but the 2 that I leave are fully functional. They can sit on them even with the pillows in them. So I'm glad the pillows get to stay. I thought they were really cute. I do put shelves here, just it doesn't end up being these shelves. It ends up being the shelves that I leave that I used in the kitchen. And then I just cluttered them up with different books, and you don't see it yet, but I do put a Baby Yoda up there because I finally watched The Mandalorian, and it was okay. I enjoyed it. It just, what can I say? I just don't see what the hype about it was. It was good, and I am ready to see the second season. It just wasn't oh my gosh, this is fantastic. The best part was literally Baby Yoda. But yeah, I do put a Baby Yoda up there. Some other books, clutter, and things. Yeah, so I didn't really know what to build today. I didn't have a video planned, so I literally just finished filming this right before I came and recorded this voiceover. I realized I hadn't done an apartment on my channel yet, so I did a studio just to make it quick and easy and simple, and just so I could have something to post today. I really commend, people that release content every single day. I don't know a whole bunch that do, but the one that I watch mostly is Lil Simsy. I don't see how she gets a video up every single day. I mean, I've managed to get one up every single day for the past 2 weeks, but just in the past 2 weeks, it's been so stressful. People have been at my house, and I don't like to do voiceovers in front of people, so that's delayed things, and it's just so stressful. But anyway, in the photo they had like this very round big light in the house or apartment, so I used those lights from Dine Out that I thought actually worked really well, sized down. I'm in the bathroom now. Not as I'm recording this, but I'm furnishing the bathroom. I realized that there's 2 giant windows in here, and that probably would have done better as a bedroom if I could have laid it out differently. Excuse me. But I realized I figured it's really high up. No one would be able to see that the girls are in there naked or showering or pooping or whatever, because it's so high up. You'd have to be on the ground and like several yards far back to be able to see up there. And if you were that far back, you probably couldn't tell that they were naked anyway. I don't know. Maybe if you want to make it more realistic, you can put some blinds in there if you download it from the gallery. As you can see, there was no room for a sink in the bathroom because of the windows, so I did stick it in the little hallway right outside the bathroom door, which I thought worked because in the photo it was the same way. The bathroom sink was outside of the bathroom because it was a studio apartment. Actually, the photo that I was building this off of was a 2-bedroom studio as well. Well, in the photos, there was a few photos, and I only saw 1 bedroom. And that one was completely open. It was the one closer to the front door. But I never saw the second bedroom in the photos, but there was a floor plan, and that's how I knew that there was a second bedroom. I just don't know if that bedroom was closed off with a door or if it was open. I assumed it was open, which is why I left this one open, and it was just so small that it had to be open anyway. But now I'm just cluttering up the kitchen. Love the kitchen clutter. I really enjoyed using this object this little basket object on top of fridges. I tend to either put that on top of fridges, next to couches, or next to toilets. But yeah, because I'm not even sure what that object is. I did play test this apartment, so your Sims can sit in all 4 of those chairs around the table. Now I'm just placing some beds in the bedrooms. I go with this all white one for the front room because it was literally all white in the photo. And when I'm looking at a photo, y'all, for some reason I have to get it as close as possible. I think it's just a perfectionist thing, or I really don't know, but I have to get it as close as possible. I really take very, very few artistic liberties. Sometimes I do when it comes to like the space, because the proportions of things in The Sims are going to be a lot different than something you see on just a picture of, because they're not giving you the Sims grid of how big things are supposed to be. So in that way I do, but as far as like decorations and how things are supposed to look, I try and get it exactly the same. You just saw me put in some closets. I did that because again, in the photo there was like 2 big closets, right as you walked in the front door. So I figured, the one closest to the door could be the roommate's closet, and the one closest to the front bedroom is that girl's closet. So they both have their own closet. And then there was just a small little seating area in the front. Now I'm putting blinds. Again, I did blinds because they were in the photo, and I just thought, the girls wouldn't have all, they're college kids, so they wouldn't have gone out and gotten curtains, to hang up. So they just left the blinds that came with the place. I was going to put blinds in the bathroom, as you saw me do, but then one of them would have cut into the shower, and I just thought it didn't make sense. I could have put one, because technically that's a standalone shower, like it's not connected to anything. So I could have put the blinds and just scooted the shower over a little bit, but I decided to leave it completely open. Yeah, I'm getting like so washed out on voiceovers, having to do one every single day. But yeah, the only thing when I did go and play test it, she couldn't get to she couldn't get to the toilet. So the only thing I did was I did move the shower back some, closer to the window, and I moved the toilet into the wall a little bit, and then she could get to the toilet just fine. Now I'm just decorating. I put a few posters in the roommate's room. I figured the roommate would be a little more, not artistic, but she would just be have a little more colorful personality than the other girl who's in this room that I'm decorating right now. This girl, she's really simple. She likes to be really clean and really neat, and the roommate's kind of just like all over the place, but not necessarily in a bad way. I would think that they get along. Of course, they'll probably have their everyday roommate drama, but I would think for the most part they're friends. They're just very, at the same time, they're two opposite people. Not necessarily in their personalities, but definitely in their styles, both decoration wise and clothing wise, I would assume. Now I find a rug for her room, and then I put a rug in the roommate's room. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So the screenshot should be rolling, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.